here with me, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who are following us online, and also our physical audience, here with me is Mr. Mwonge Umar, the Tourism Development Officer from the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. You're most welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me also to inform you that on the panel we have Mr. Nsoga Samuel, who is the Programs Coordinator at African Visual Artists Associates. We have also Sister Bozaro Melissa, who happens to be the Creative Director at African Visual Artists Associates. And I have Brother Asan Majala, the Finance Director at AVIAS, or African Artist Associate, Visual Artist Associate. My name is Luimbazisa Katunguru, the African Youth Ambassador, and we are here to digest the contributions of art and culture towards tourism sector, and also how it creates employment. Because some people don't take art as something very important, yet it is the cornerstone. It's the art. It's what makes us, and what defines us. It's our identity. All civilization starts from who we are. We shall be also joined by the cultural consular, who will join us to give a statement after a few minutes. At this time, I want to introduce one by one. I would love also Sister Bozaro Melissa, the Creative Director, to tell us about African Visual Artists Associate. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Bozaro Melissa, the Creative Director at African Visual Artists Organization. So basically, our organization is to create a platform for youth, to create a platform for young artists, to create change through our art, to be able to speak, to be able to speak and send out our message to the world, to the public, because we're trying to create change in our small corner of the planet, here where we are. So that is what our organization is doing, and right now we are having a talk on art, culture and tourism and youth employment, youth empowerment. How can we make an impact with the tourism industry? How are we creating that change, and how are we doing it together? So basically that's what we are talking about today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Melissa, the Creative Director. We are here to walk the talk when it comes to sustainable tourism models. We have Mr. Umar Mwonge from the Tourism Development Officer. We'd love to hear from our officer on what they dare to do, what they are working on, and the projects towards our subject today.
Thank you very much, our moderator. I would like to first thank the Cultural Consulate of Iran for hosting us on this day and organizing this wonderful discussion. I also want to thank the youth under the umbrella of the African Visual Artists Associates, who have moved, I know they have moved up and down to have this discussion a success. Nevertheless, as introduced, my name is Mwonge Umar, and I work as the Tourism Development Officer in the Ministry of Tourism. This comes at an opportune time, in that we as Ministry of Tourism, we are trying to promote culture. Promoting culture under the aspect of cultural tourism. Looking at culture, culture is very broad. We can promote culture through kingdoms, but that is not only what we can look at. There are a number of aspects. Culture can be in form of dress. It can be in form of food. It can be in form of anything you can talk about. We understand that there are very many cultures around the country, over 50 cultures. So, looking at these cultures, we are trying to see that they are promoted to bring out the aspect of cultural tourism. By looking at art, art itself can fall under culture. Because every culture moves from the southwestern to the northeastern, from the West Nile to the central, around the whole country, you're going to realize that art is being practiced in every family.
So we want to hear from the panelists, how can we transform and also encourage more youth and other stakeholders to participate in such kind of program? Because I understand this live stream conversation is one of the programs that is first of its kind, and also we are also trying to encourage and also motivate other youth to be to support our programs, because we have the incoming creative art. Can we hear from Sister Melissa?
Our food itself. People come here for the food. People come here for the festivals. We have festivals coming up, like the Nyege Nyege festival. All those are part of our culture, and how we try to show them, because our role as artists is to mold experiences so that we can create an emotional connection, so that people can remember and can feel it, because they'll be able to see it visually. They'll be able to see it and to understand it better when they can see and when they can feel the connection from what they've done and what they've seen and what they've experienced in our country. So that is our role as the visual artists, yes. And as young people, we want to sensitize our friends, our fellow artists, even people who are, because I believe that all of us are artists, even when you don't identify yourself as a visual artist. But if we sensitize each other, because very many people do not know about these things, they do not know about the benefits that are with tourism and culture and art, and it's not just benefits for the industry, but for ourselves. So I would love for us to sensitize ourselves, sensitize everybody, so that people can know and people can be aware, yeah? And the point that he made is that the locals, us, yeah, we do not appreciate art like the tourists. Yes, we love the festivals, yes. We love to eat our food and to go on the streets and eat our natural food and be in our natural habitat, but we do not appreciate the visual arts like the tourists do or the foreigners do. Yeah, but if we knew and if we attach value and emotional connection to art, and that's where we get more opportunities, and people love the work more because they feel more attached to it, because they can connect.
For example, I would say the different programs running on televisions, which tackle the issue of different culture sites. There's, for example, Vumbula, I think it's on Bukit then. I think there's also another one on NBS. I think there's also another one on NBS, which are majorly focusing on culture sites and tourism in Uganda.
What are you doing in regards to digital marketing and also marketing some of what you're doing, like having maybe like websites, and how do you get to the audience?
Oh, correct. So as AVIAS, we have social media platforms. Yes, we have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We do have our social media platforms where we send out our posters. We communicate regularly with our audience, with everybody.
I gave an example of the African village on Uganda Road. If you enter there, it started when it is very small, around 5 kiosks, but now there are over 100 kiosks there, and whatever is sold there is art. The only challenge I want to pose this here for the audience that is listening to us and the audience we have here, that the challenge we are having is that the art in Uganda is not well promoted. The areas I'm talking about, you will go there and you find that 75% of the art that is sold there comes from Kenya, not Uganda. Reason being, the art here is not well promoted. And those who are doing it are not doing it qualitatively. So, I empower the African Visual Artists Associates. In their association, can they try to bring out that? Can they try to value? However much they are working at visual art, there are different forms of art. Can they look at promoting value? I mean, quality. Even if it is a drawing, what kind of cloth are you drawing on? What kind of paint are you using? If you're framing, what kind of wood are you using to frame? Let it be qualitative, such that even if you tell me that this piece is $6,000, I appreciate because it is qualitative. Other than buying a cloth that is very cheap, and then you sell it expensive, this person takes it, and before it gets to where it is going, the cloth is already torn.
I think to support Mr. Umaru's point, I would say there is need of a campaign to change people's perception towards art in Uganda. We should create more awareness about art and change the perceptions of some people in Uganda. They shouldn't take art as a joke. It needs to be respected.